The fragging by taking down Buster. It's Flamey to take the site. Smoke toward the truck means Kicker won't have any vision. Flash in reverse, though, toward Navi means they can push out from the dumpster. They only get one. Edward responds with two. He was the second highest rated player yesterday for Navi. He'll swap over to the USP. Avoid the reload time on the Glock, but also a more accurate pistol to play with. So pick that up from the CT side. He now holds in the corner, making it very hard for Krizen to work back out. He's the last remaining player on the CT side. Bomb already planted. So Navi this time looking to address the situation and get a pistol round on the board early on. And on the T side of Overpass, that's going to be very beneficial for them.
Well, looks like Krizen's out of luck here, Matt. At this point, just getting a frag for that extra $300 would be great. You could even just save the armor at this point. It's a little bit more of the
problem in this position is that if the door opens, he can isolate that angle. He manages to do so as well. Simple was not expecting it, and they aren't quite. That happened quicker than I would have expected because they aren't quite in the tunnel. If they were able to get an angle and trade off of that, it might have been beneficial. Instead, they go Monster, but Buster's rotated in behind. Bomb dropped already, and Krizen never dealt with. Walked back out behind, and pincers in from Monster. It's just Flamey left on 16 with 5 seconds. Bomb's not able to be planted. Round's over. He needs to save the AK-47, so he'll elect to do exactly that.
So that's what Navi has.
Inferno yesterday. So that's why they put it in his hands rather than Buster holding on to it. They do that even over top of Fitch, who has kill here against Zeus, but also the experience of playing in the Gambit lineup. 7 seconds. This is where Navi struggles. When they don't get executions done in time, there's no more plans. This round's already over. They can't win it. At this point, they have to back out. AVANGAR's going to win it on time alone, and that's a classic Zeus and Navi famous one.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's really been using those weapons too often. Buster, Flash goes too deep, so it doesn't blind him up. He's easily able to dispose of Electronic, but the problem is they left Monster open in the meantime. Krizen does respond to get Flamey, but they've lost 2, and they've given up a lot of ground in the site. Both A defensive players have to rotate over, and already with a Molotov, they'll slow that effort down. Thankfully, Kicker does get around, get inside of the site. Simple through the edge of the wall, does find him, though.
A chance now. This time, Simple actually has a bit of time on the clock. That's something that's been a massive problem for them. He's certainly capable of winning these rounds. He's up against Krizen and James, his nemesis, who has been fantastic this event with the AWP, but that time is depleting quite rapidly. Needs to recover that bomb and ideally find a kill first before he can get it down. HE available and an opportunity towards the heaven position. He's just waiting for mistakes to be made there. The timing, though, really lets him down. You can see and they're heading towards B now through Monster.
I thought I saw a cheeky play from Zeus. I'll come back to Krizen traded, stepped wide from the Flames. Only got one, but Buster again pushing up. They haven't dealt with that short position. AVANGAR's certainly winning out the exchanges when they get aggressive most often in that position, so they've got to address that on the Navi side, but they want to pick up the pace. We've seen twice that's cost them quite dearly in this game, and Simple getting 1 for 1 going down leaves us only with Edward. Smoke on the site, but he can't plant that because they'll easily push through, and Kicker's aware that he wants to slide down the ramp. I thought I saw
entrance with the AWP, which is not ideal.
Took a tick of damage from the Flames as well, which is an audible cue. That means Kicker should know he's up close, slides back out, finds the gap, finds the angle, finds Simple. Fitch will find Edward. Electronic on his own. 2 kills already. He's got 3 to find. This would be a 1 versus 5 ace. Not looking likely with 7 seconds. And more importantly, if he goes down after the time, which is still possible given that he kills James, he gets no money. I think that kill came in just in the nick of time. Your point is valid from the last round, but he almost could have justified maybe sitting around that extra second just because you're going to swap it over and restart after round 15.
That's right. That's a good point.
So Smoke down, just to note as well, the odds on GG.BET, their live update based on the trends within the game, based on people betting at the time. They've already swapped, in fact, more than they were at the start against Navi. They now have a 4.2 odd. That's pretty ridiculous.
That's pretty juicy bet. We'll see what happens, though. Edward will be opening things up. Finally, some signs of life here from Navi. This round's in the bag, unless this man on the screen goes absolutely wild with the AWP. Good flashbang. That'll be thrown courtesy of Zeus, and he'll get the shot as well. 10-5. They've only got firepower to hold them off.
Buster with the pistol is going to explode toward the bathrooms, just as in the first half. Simple opens up the scoring, if you will, by finding him. He's not traded out this time either, so it's somewhat sustainable. The problem being they've lost Flamey at Monster. That's the main access point to the B site. The single smoke covers off the gap on top of the platform, meaning they can rush inside of that smoke, use it as a veil to get the bomb down. And Simple's really rendered useless in that situation, aside from a bit of luck, which he's going to try and get now. Nearly does. James down to 11, but he has to reload. That's when James pushes through. Luckily, that reload finished. He's able to get the kill in time to save his teammate, Edward, who found Krizen in the meantime. Now it's Kicker. All they have to do at this point, really, is exactly this. Apply pressure. The kill's not even the important part.
Oh, God.
They nearly lined up for headshots. They're even going to go, of course, Simple's going to go for a knife. A little bit early on as well with the AWP from Simple. They're expecting this to be on A, and they aren't wrong. 22 seconds to play with Electronic gets to the corner, hoping to be baited in by his teammates. Not a lot of cover, but often not checked. In fact, gets behind the smoke. Fitch didn't see it, so Electronic's able to slide out, find two, deny the bomb plant. No further money for AVANGAR, and even looks toward James, who's trying desperately to get away with it. Which means the players in bathrooms ultimately have someone flanking them that they need to be aware of, and they are now. Oh, they aren't. I thought Simple was going to get himself in position. James catches him out. That's pretty well done from AVANGAR, but again, another hole that Navi is able to take advantage of. Buster gets Electronic back. Now falls apart further as Navi has to recover with Zeus inside of the site. Og to do so, but Kickert knows where he is. Flash off. Zeus still recovering his vision. Has to try and use the truck for a bit of cover, and Kickert finds a second angle that's easily able to dispose of him. Pretty much round over at this point in time. Bomb going to be planted. Tough ask for Flamey to try and pull this back with his teammate saving over on the B site.
4 versus 2 certainly doesn't bode well. You could see the surprise attack there from AVANGAR. It was James with the AK, in fact, who found Simple on the retreat. They just had a feeling it was going to be the B site, and as soon as he falls back and knifes out, it's a sound cue, we normally call that, and that's what James was waiting for. Pushing through Monster, they have no idea, and they're trying to get information towards Shore. This is looking like a very strong AVANGAR round.
It's James to do it on an AK this time. We mentioned the off. Fitting perhaps that we just touched on that. Crizin nearly caught retreating back, but that only gives away Edward's position, and with multiple players there, Kickert's easily able to slide in. So it's 2 down, and the CTs, you have to do that. If you lose one early, you've got to at least get aggressive somewhere else on the map for bottom line information, but to try and level it out, to try and trade that back. Now Zeus has a large task in front of him, playing with an AUG toward Monster. He'll throw a smoke a little bit deep, massive gap that Fitch can still see through.
But that bomb, keep your eye on the mini-map there. It's actually making its way towards where the CTs are positioned themselves. They're ready for this. Like we said, it's a gamble. Now James gets that information. I think they book it back towards the B bomb side. But timing is going to be everything here. And it's going to be James just trying to convince them they're still going towards A. He's going to kill everyone. Why not? So it started off as a bit of a fake. I feel like James needs to be flashing towards that spawn area through the smoke now. That would be ideal. There's the flashbang. Does he pounce on it? Yes, he does. We need to find that headshot. Oh my goodness, does he deliver? Looking for the second. This guy can do it all. He's not a one-trick pony. He's hitting every single shot with the AK-47 as well, and all of a sudden it swings in their favor. Bomb ticking away. I think it's done. There's no chance of the defuse coming in, and that's a massive performance there from James and Electronic with no choice but to bail out. Matt, this guy, he's going to be a future star, it seems. He's got everything going in his favor.
That's incredible. 2 rounds now. He's had to be a full B commitment at this point in time, and they don't have a lot of information there. In fact, Edward pushed out toward the short tunnel, could catch them off quite considerably. Simple wins out the single exchange on A with no further aggression on that side of the map. The second they see these Molotovs and the utility coming in on B, they're going to be in a full rotation pattern from the CT side. Flamey, he'll get one. James did find Edward behind the barrels. That means they know where Flamey is. They can rush him down, but Zeus, good positioning already, gets one back inside of the smoke. And despite that that's down to allow them to plant, they can't push through. And Zeus can stand above them without being spotted. They nearly and just barely do catch Fitch in retreat. It's all on James. 1 on 2. Was a 1 on 3. Found Electronic immediately op in this position with the bomb directly in front. A rifle might be better suited given that you can peek and control the defuse, but he's confident enough. He's going to hold this. He's expecting that they're going to push around the corner toward him. The second he peeks, he's got to be super careful on this. It's essentially going to fall to a 1-on-1 based on time and actually buy space at B. Kickert's going to do exactly that by making contact silently.
He has to hit this shot. We know he's sharp, but not quite quick enough this time. It will be a back and forth affair towards the B bomb side, but it looks like Navi have got it. James finally gets a gun off one of his fallen comrades, and we'll see with 10 seconds remaining, the bomb in his back. Can he close this one out? It's a very difficult process here, and you can see didn't really have much to work with there. Simple ready.
That shot Buster just positioned himself perfectly. That was the skill involved. The Simple does find James. That'll slow things down. Bomb still not in position. Will come down from long as well, which means they have to confront the AWP yet again. The problem being he doesn't have any support to his right. He's relying on a smoke and a smoke only to buy himself security. He's dropped the bomb. Time is running low. Look at Simple go. He's got support now from Edward. Finds for another, but Crizin able to drop him. Not enough time to plant this. This is over. Zeus knows it. Has to be 4 seconds on the clock in order to get the bomb down. And not only that, no money for Crizin. And Flamey flashed, can't peek from barrels, but still has the position. No Molotov to distill in to push him out, and that gives him 2. Buster only able to get 1 in return. Can't commit to the ramp either because Edward holds the backside of it. Smoke does mean he doesn't have the vision, but Zeus already has the other side, the opposing side of Catwalk covered off. James manages to get by, but it's just Buster. This has got to be overtime. 1 on 2. Electronic through the smoke, and we start it all over.
Well, that means everyone.
Most other events, it's 16. So there's no punishment or reset on round 3 if you lose the first 2, even with the double op setup. So far, so good for Navi. They'll start off with 2 unanswered. Edward goes down to 73. That's it. Flamey got out for free on his op shot. Fitch and kicker down. It's Crizin with bomb that still holds for AVANGAR, but they're going to rely on James op to open up.
1 minute on the clock now. Navi should have this one in the bag. Simple, dynamic as ever, holding with the sniper rifle towards the bathrooms. You can use that shadow position to actually get a bit of information. He pretty much confirms this round with his long flank. If he peeks towards the bathroom position, especially with Electronic there as well, it's done. There's no way the T's can win this. That's an amazing shot, to be fair. He shouldn't be able to hit that, but he always does, and it will be busted if he dropped that. Nice clean round.
I've seen that flash in, which is why it's so creative at this point in time, and overtime to catch them off. Electronic bathroom connector finds one, has to fall off. It's smoke to prevent them from pushing in behind, but that's not enough to deter Fitch. He still finds an angle. So Electronic was hoping that they wouldn't have the confidence to push through that. He could focus out toward long. The fact he's gone down, pressure on Simple. Look how forward he is as well. He needs to be extremely careful of the fact that Buster's, oh my goodness, already in. Zeus saves him, bails him out. I thought Simple hit that, but it was Zeus from behind. That would have been an incredibly, like, the reactions on that shot for Simple would have been so impressive.
Yeah, it looked like he was made into a backflip with the orb, but it was Zeus kind of assisting there. But still a very important kill. And Flamey, no slouch of the AWP or the Deagle, goes for the shot. And it looks like he'll find the kill and the bomb. Will he finish things off cleanly? We know he likes a highlight clip, but just playing around with him now, buying time for the rotations and still going for the 1 dig there. Could have potentially just left him alone, but he will take the battle, and it's still a pretty guaranteed victory there. Reset.
HP is not really a factor with the AWP. You're either going to hit the shot and kill a guy, or you're going down either way. So by putting Simple with 100 HP on a gun instead, it allows him to brawl, and he's going to do exactly that. But Fitch gets not only him and Flamey. Electronic now surviving with the off is going to have it all to do, because Zeus running through a smoke gets caught out with absolutely no vision.
And that's going to be the round, AVANGAR. But here we go then, bust up. Oh, that was so close. He could have closed it out there. It's Navi looking for double overtime here. They have the advantage right now, but not for long. That's the bomb going down, luckily towards the bomb site, so they can recover it. But a fast play. Can he get the spray down here? Damage being done, and it's going to be a 4 versus 3 in favor of Navi, but this is not comfortable at all.
And the Molotovs, those were extremely smart, because they cover off the bomb. Even Edward knows that they're back towards short, but he gets found. It's Simple. Has to step up to find Jane. Watch for kick again. They didn't expect it. He comes out from sandbags, pretty much writes it on the wall. Fitch confirms it, and AVANGAR upsetting Navi.